This X Performance series, we're talking about basic 101 plyometrics.
Yeah, plyometrics are used to develop speed, quickness, power, all of those things. There's basically two types of plyometrics, really three, but we'll start to talk about the two. If you think about it, you see people doing box jumps or long jumps, these big magnitude type jumps where it's as much force as they can apply at once. And the other ones are about quickness, quick feet, quick reactions, all of that stuff. So today we're going to be focusing on the quickness aspect here. And I basically have a little yellow strap on the ground. You can just take some hockey tape, throw it down. You can theoretically...
Hockey tape, hockey sticks,
yeah,
everything.
Go over your hockey stick. Whatever you have is fine. But for today we're using this. We thought you'd be able to see it pretty well here. And you're not going to trip over it and get hurt. So it's a great place to start. So we're going to start with the basic stuff, which are the jumps. Jump means you're on 2 feet. You jump off of 2 feet and you land on 2 feet. And then we're going to progress those into hops, which is from on 1 foot that you stay on the same foot. And then what we call bounding or leaping is when you switch from one single leg to the opposite side. So we're gonna start with jumping, the most basic. And all I'm gonna do is have Bryce do a lateral jump over this. What he wants to do is control his body. I don't wanna see his body making these big giant moves. He should almost feel like his body is staying centered over the tape here, and his feet and his hips are moving underneath him.
Again, these are exercises are designed just for the young 8, 7, 6-year-old kid that you have, that just to help them get coordinated, doing some basic movements. It's nothing aggressive, nothing dangerous, just be smart and just have some fun. That's why we're using, you know, it can be tape or anything, that way your son or daughter are not tripping over anything, but it's just another skill set that, you know, are not being taught in school anymore. So this is just something that you can just have some fun with at home.
Okay. So you can start slow, nice little knee bend, keep your knees soft. Again, like we talked about all of our jumping things, we want to see you but not hear you.
Yeah, we don't want to have it heavy. This is heavy, that's inaccurate. We just want a nice little landing.
Right? And then the goal ultimately is to see how fast you can go. So let's see what happens if we try to get you to going quick.
Yeah. And when you have your son or daughter doing this, it doesn't matter if they knock the tape or the stick that's down here. In fact, you want them to move. And that's why we have it nice and low, so if they happen to hit it, it's not a big deal, because we want to get them moving their feet. Look how I keep my body stationary over the line here. I'm not going big jumps, move my whole body. I'm trying to keep my body as centered over the line here.
What we like to say is, get off the ground as quick as you can. So you can see this is something that can really work on developing some speed. So that's lateral. Now let's just do the same thing front to back.
Again, it's not big power jumps, just really small hops over, back and forth. Again, real quiet.
So if you look at Bryce, he's keeping his upper body directly over the line as he does his jumps. He's not having his body move in big motions. There are times where that's best, but for this exercise, body control, quick feet, okay? The last one we're gonna do in the double-legged or the jumping series is what we call straddle crossover. So I'm gonna have you do is start with 1 foot on each side of the line, and this is kind of like, think about it like a jumping jack where you cross your legs or scissor your legs. So we're gonna start from here, you're gonna jump up, cross them, and then jump open, cross them the other way. So we're alternating which leg goes in front, which leg goes in back. And then obviously we ultimately want to get speed. Right, so even Bryce hit the thing there, it's no big deal, and you don't even have to stop. If you hit it, just keep going, there's no problem. All right, you ready to progress this a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we've been doing jumps, like we said, with 2 legs. Now we're gonna take it down to 1 leg and we're gonna turn them into hops. This is really a lot harder to do to control the body. So what I want him to do is hop on that right leg, and he's gonna do the same deal, where he's trying to keep his body centered over the line and keep nice soft landings, but as quick as he can go. So then obviously we have to switch and do the opposite leg. So we're working both legs in both directions to make sure we keep balance within the body. And then we can go back to the front to backs, right?
What's key with that is, if you notice, is that when I go to stop, I got a bend in my leg. I'm not doing this with locked knees. I'm not doing it, everything is with a slight bend in the knee.
Soft landings is what we say. We like to see soft landings. So these exercises are obviously great for the young kids, but probably even just as good for, you know, a professional player like yourself. It's just how fast can you go? The faster you go, the more you're going to get out of this. Start slow, get good body control, and then ramp up the speed.
Absolutely.